And the question is, do you need your friends slash family to support the content you create? That's the question, fellas. What y'all think? Crickets. Holler.
It's
Who's
interesting
starting?
the timing of this topic coming up
Okay.
because I think last week or the week before there was actually a post that had went around where someone was like that they their sentiment was understood after she did a breakdown of what she was trying to say, but
Okay.
the actual statement she made just seemed really weird
Okay.
because she was just like, "Oh, it she doesn't want friends or family supporting her. That's not what she wants,
Mm.
right?" And it was a really weird statement, but she actually made like a video and she explained what she meant by that. And it's really she doesn't want people just supporting her just because they know her.
Okay.
Mm.
It
Okay.
was it was I she's like, I'm not making this product for them. I'm making it for whoever wants it.
Okay.
And that's what she
See that.
rather wanted was people that were wanted what she was selling
Okay.
versus just people just supporting her just for the sake of supporting her.
Well,
Understood.
And
that was
I
what.
understand that. It was just a really weird the way she worded it initially.
Okay. But what's your thought though?
Um, well, I mean, I think
Because you're a creator, you're a podcaster.
yeah. But I do it for a very different reason than most people do. I'm just doing it just as kind of an exercise essentially for myself. Um, and it's just that it's just so it's not really like I'm looking for support or I need support from any area. It's just more of something I do for fun in that regard. So yeah, so I do feel it is something necessary kind of initially where it's you need your friends, your family, people close to you because that's where it all starts anyway. For whatever it is you do. You need to reach out to the people you know because those people you know are the ones that are going to really push it out further in the beginning. And not everything is going to go through them, but it is something that's nice to have. But it isn't something that you should 100% rely on
Okay.
because it's not always going to be there.
Well, I was gonna respond based off of just that word because you did ask him. Shorty did make a point, like he said, her focus was people wanting to support her, not needing to. So even when I saw the topic list and I saw the word need, I was like, I'm just gonna challenge that within itself because the need, I'm the same way. I don't want somebody to need to feel like they have to do something like there's an obligation. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to be able to support it because that's what you want to do. You find interest in it. And and the interest sits with you. When you feel like there's an obligation, there's like an unwanted pressure. So it's like, do you really like it, or you doing it just to please the individual? You understand what I'm saying? You want genuinity. You want it to be because that's where they want to be, not because they're being forced to be there. You know?
So just to be clear, you feel it is needed or is not needed? Because okay, so I'm asking for clarity because as creatives, right? We all do creative stuff in different ways here. We all do business stuff in different ways here. So that's why I'm trying to zone in, right? So as the creator, right? As Days the Emperor, the artist, as Days the Emperor, the businessman, do you feel that you need support from friends and family?
Do I need it? No, no.
Okay.
I don't think I need it. I could understand the perspective of how it could help or how it could be helpful, but like based off of what Ness just said, like as far as me relying on it, and from that perspective, as far as need, no, I don't need it.
Okay. Dre, Dex.
Because that's what
Oh,
I'm
I'm
saying. For
sorry.
me
Go
to
ahead.
need it,
I'm sorry. Go, go,
for
go.
me to need it means that I will have to rely on it, or I'll be willing to rely on it. Correct?
Uh, I guess. I mean, I don't have more context. I'm just trying
So
to answer it
When you need something, it's a necessity.
correct.
I
usually,
don't. Yeah, I don't need it. It's not a
so
necessity.
I think in that context, like of the language of like defining need, um sure, normally necessity is how it's translated, that like it needs to be there in order for whatever you're doing to work.
Yeah.
I think as far as like the support of friends and family, I think it is something that is um not necessary to create the content, but is necessary
To
in the
push it.
regard of like emotional stability, or that like support, like the actual like emotional support or anything like that, because they'll at least understand that you're doing something, that you're understanding that they're understanding that what you're doing is important to you,
I
and
think.
it's not like it's something that they're trying to shut down um or anything like that. Like I feel like it's definitely the support part of that need isn't to make the content happen, but really just to lend validity to you as a person, that you're doing something that's important to you, and that they can see that, versus, oh, I need you to buy this because I need you to buy it.
Right.
Like that's completely like two different lanes
Yeah.
of support. And I feel
Absolutely.
like that second lane is something that is needed from people close to you.
I'm
It
I'm
got
trying
very
to wait
quiet
to
because I
respond.
feel like that goes without saying. I feel like part of what he said kind of goes without saying. You get what I'm saying?
Which part?
I'm saying as far as like people focusing on like you doing it and why you doing it and what you doing it for. I feel like all of that goes without saying, especially if they bear witness. A lot of times we talk about that. One of the points that I make in reference to this situation is like if a person is sitting next to you and they seeing you grinding hard, blood, sweat, and tears, losing sleep, sacrificing so much, how could you not support that? Why wouldn't you want to? You seen him every day. You next to him every day. You see him, you know, waking up, going to work, tired, even though he been out all night, grinding, dedicating himself. You right next to this person. People will be right next to you and they won't even think to support even your dedication. You know what I mean? Like Ness is talking about the product or the service, or what about the person's dedication? What about they drive? Like sometimes I rock with a person just because of they ambition. Like, yo, he go get it. I might not even like what he's selling, but I just like the way he's selling it. You dig?
Yeah.
I just like the energy that he putting into selling it. I don't even want to buy it. Sometimes I see Shorty and them selling candy. Shorty like, you want a candy bar? I said, listen, my dentist will hate you, but here, take this money. My dentist won't be happy that I'm buying this candy bar, so I won't buy the candy bar, but I'll give you the money just because I support what you're doing. And sometimes that right there goes a long way, like Ness
But
said.
even more
It
so,
is.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but even more so because you're creative and you work hard. So you're going to appreciate people who work hard. You know what I'm saying? So your natural demeanor is going to be like, that kid's selling candy and doing the best he can. That lemonade stand, I'm going to get some lemonade too. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everybody would be like that, but somebody who's a hard worker, has goals and set minded is going to follow, is going to support that. You know what I mean? That's just my
Correct.
opinion on that. Um,
Well, no, I agree with you because we see the benefits of it. We know the
right,
benefits of
right.
it.
Um,
And
yeah.
but
No, I was just going to jump in now. I was going to say, obviously, it's ideal, especially at least emotional support would be nice from friends and family, but be prepared not to get that. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. But it's nice,
It's
sure.
nice, but be
But is
prepared
it
not to. So
needed?
it's
Is the
not needed.
question.
No, it's not needed. That's
Okay.
why I'm just jumping in to say, be prepared not to get that. You got to go out there. We're grown men here. We got to go out there and say, nobody's going to do nothing for you but you. And work hard, push yourself, drive, determination. And God willing, your family and friends are going to support you. It's really, it comes down simple as that. I mean, I want to. I'm a songwriter. I want my friends and family to give me at least emotional support. You know what I mean? But I got to go out there and do the real work when it comes down to it. It's really comes to, in my mind. That's how I see it. Simple as that. Like, yeah, so it's not necessary. It's nice if it happens. It'd be great if it happens. And yes, of course, normally you get that kind of support from family and friends, your close family and friends. But and if they don't, to shout out something that I was going to say Dan Udala says, but Dave says, and if somebody's sitting next to you, right, see you grinding, working on your dream, right, doing whatever you can, and they don't give you that emotional support. You know why? Because you got a passion that they don't have a passion. I'm not going to name names. Somebody used to. I ain't gonna name this person's name, but somebody did that to me. They were just like, "You're always on the guitar, this and that, blah blah blah, something." And I looked at the person and said, I feel bad that you're not passionate about anything." You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So like, yeah. So if somebody could sit next to you and do that, especially if it's a close person, and don't acknowledge it or say anything, is because you're making them feel mediocre in the stuff they do. I think.
That's deep. That's deep.
But yeah, I said to somebody, I ain't gonna name their name on the podcast, but I said to the person, I said, I feel bad that you're not passionate about anything. You're making me feel bad because I'm on the guitar all the time. I feel bad. There's a passion, but that's actually, I'm veering off the topic. The answer is no, you don't need it, but it's obviously nice to have it. But in the end, we have to, us creatives have to put our heart, blood, sweat, and tears into something. And like the girl who wrote that thing or whatever, who said that she's making product for whoever wants the product. That's the way I gotta look at it. That's all I gotta say.
Well, they say that the people that don't know you show more love than the people that do know you.
Yeah, that's a shame, and that's a shame.
It is a shame, but it's because the people that's the closest get blinded by the light. You did.
I like what you're saying there. What you're saying there.
And the people that's at a distance, they could tell the shine from a glare. You feel me?
Bars.
It's hard to tell the shine from a glare if the sun right there.
We like 10 minutes and you're barring us up already. All right.
Well, I'm anxious to see what's coming next. I want to see what everybody else got to say.
Dre, you want to weigh in?
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty much like agreeing with y'all. So for me, when you talk about friends and family, so first of all, I take the family bit. Like, I come from a very like dysfunctional family, so I've never really had support for shit. You know what I mean? Honestly, like, so I'm coming from a fucked up environment. You know what I'm saying? Where motherfuckers didn't support me. You know what I mean? Like, in anything. In fact, in coming from a dysfunctional family, they will put you down. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing. Yeah, you ain't gonna never do that. You ain't shit. Blah blah blah. So I've never had that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like that's basically like speaking German. I don't know what the fuck that is. Family support. What is that? I've never had it. Not to say that it's not important. Not to say it's not important or not, but I've never had it. So it would be nice, but I've never had it. So it's a unicorn for me. Like, I never had it. And then when it comes to friends, it's very, on like one hand, the type of friends I'd be like, yo, I could get this person support, but I've been shitted on by so many friends. It's just like, so I never look at things like that. So me, as being a person that creates things or business or whatever, I create things because I think it's dope. And because I think it's dope, I think other people might think it's dope. So, one of my first endeavors was creating a martial arts school and saying, okay, I'm gonna bring this martial arts school into other schools. I wasn't looking for like family members or friends of mine to do anything. I was like, I'm gonna create this thing. I created it with my co-founder, and it was just like, yo, if it's dope, people will like it. And we went from one school to another school to another school, and it's in so many different schools. It's still doing this thing today. So it's like, I created that because I felt like, there's a need, and I want to fill it, and I think it's fun. Um, in terms of like what Nestor was saying, like the podcast thing that, Jay and I came up with, I guess 2 or 3 years ago, whatever. It's like, you know, I was like, yo, let's try doing this. You know what I'm saying? Jay was like, oh man, that sounds like a good idea. Let's look into it. For me, it was just like, oh, this is fun. I mean, it wasn't even so much about, oh, how many people we can get to listen to it, not listen to it. It's like, well, I think I have some legitimate information. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because people are always asking me shit. So I'm looking at the canvas of other shows, and it's like, oh, they're just saying what they know. So I think I know a lot of shit about fitness and stuff. So, I'm going to put my information out there and challenge, what other people are thinking. And so I was never the one to be like, yo, I'm going to call all my friends and family and be like, yo, you need to listen to my show. You need to listen to my show. Nah, I just put it out there. And the people who listen to it are the ones who want to listen to it, I would hate to create something. I think this is kind of what Daze was saying. I would hate to create something and have somebody feel like they have to support it because we cool. It's like, nah, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. Like we could be close friends. If you feel like, yo, I'm not really digging your show, then don't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want people who listen to it who like it. If like y'all who create songs, it's like, if y'all create songs, do you want me at your show because I think that's a dope song and I can't wait for you to perform it? Or do you just want me there because we're friends? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll come to your shit because it's like, yo, I like that song that Daze do, and when he perform it, he wows out. Yo, I can't wait. I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for him to do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, he's about to do it. You know what I mean? Or with Jay or something. Like, yo, man, Jay about to do. Yo, they about to wild out. I'm in the front row. Like, if you doing dope shit, and I happen to be your friend, I'm probably your biggest fucking fan. You know what I mean? Like
Fact.
I'm here in New Orleans. It's like mad musicians and artists and stuff. But the ones I go see, who some of them are friends of mine, I go see them because they're dope. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing I wanted to add is, in terms of like support or whatever, it's like, hey, if you create a product or a service or whatever it is, it's like, the problem that I normally see is that people who are your friends and your family, they usually want the shit for free. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's more of the problem for me. It's not so much that support. It's like, okay, oh, Dre, you do personal training? Yeah, I do. Oh man, I'm looking for a personal trainer. Okay. Yeah. Give me like the discount. Give me like yo, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, you do martial arts? Yeah. Yeah, I want to learn. Okay. It's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. We could do something else. Oh man, I was thought, you would just, as a friend, I thought you would just, like just teach me or whatever. It's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like most of the time, the friends and the families are the ones who they don't want to spend the $20 for the show. They don't want to spend, the $10 for your CD or whatever that just dropped. And right. For me, it's like that they become more of the problem than anything else, because they're trying to set a precedent of basically saying whatever I'm creating is worthless because you're not willing to pay for it. Like I always tell people, like, correct. That laptop you on and that phone that you on, you didn't come up to Apple and be like, yo, Apple, let me just get that. Come on, man. Like, no, you pay for it.
Yo, Apple, let me just get that.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Apple, man, I'll be cool, right? Let me just get that 14. No, whatever it was, you paid for it.
I see you when I see you.
Because you saw that has value. It has some kind of value to you, so you decided to pay for it. So if you're coming to me and you like what I do whatever it is, personal training, karate, even fitness advice, whatever, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of shit that I might be doing, then, you know, if I put a price to it, pay for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
you know, Jay does the butters now. You know what I'm saying? So like he'll probably get on and say, how many motherfuckers, oh yeah, let me just get that butter. And that's it. You know, they not, you know, like, okay, I can give you the sample ting, you
Right.
know, that's about it. But if you want the big tub, or if you want, come on, man, like you wouldn't say that if you was going to Estee Lauder or whoever's making butters, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You would just pay for it because you value it. So if you value my product or you value my service, friend, family, pay for it. Period. That's all.
Absolutely.
Right.
Shout out to
Absolutely.
those butters, man. Shout out to those butters. That's
Shout
a
out
whole
to
other
them
topic.
butters.
Facts.
That's a whole other
Facts.
topic, yo.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's guns and butter.
Yeah.
Man.
Guns and butter.
First you get
That's
the
it.
they got the butter.
That's it.
He got the butter already.
Yo, so let me start with what Dre said, and then I'll go to the original question. Yeah, me and one of my best friends who y'all all know, me and her always say, yeah, people always want a discount. People always want shit for free. And the example we use is Amazon, right? We all shop on Amazon. There, you can't go to Amazon and be like, yeah, but let me get it for half price though. But Amazon, I shop here all the time. Let me get this one for free though. But I can't get a year of Prime. I can't get a year of Prime though. Like, what's up? I can't get a year of Prime. Why not though? I know you for like 5 years. I can't get Prime. No, nigga, you would never even think to ask that to Amazon.
Facts.
So why do you feel comfortable saying that to everyone else? Why? Because you don't value it. And I believe, taking it a step further, you don't respect the person. And if you guys disagree, you could chime in, but I think you don't respect the person, because if you respect the person, you respect the grind, like Days mentioned, and you don't see the value in what they're doing, like Dre is saying, which means you don't respect either portion. You don't respect the value that they're bringing or the grind that they're putting in. Because why the fuck else would you be like, but let me get it for half price though. But I can't get the family discount. Nigga, there is no family discount. Unless the family is here making the body butters with me, there's no family discount. You coming over, you're gonna help me out. You're gonna help wash out the utensils.
Right.
You're gonna put these labels on these body butters? No? Okay, I didn't think so. Then no, you can't get a discount. And you would never even think to ask that to any organization, corporation. They set their price and you just accept it or don't, because you respect it. And if you don't do that, then you don't respect what the person is doing. Yeah, there's a separate conversation about when people are ODing with prices. If the price of a show is usually $20 and Dex is doing a show tomorrow and the price is $200, okay, yeah, that's a little weird. That's a separate conversation. But if you value what the person is doing and you respect the person and their grind, you might even consider the $200. Man, I don't know if I could do it, but I might try, because Dex is killing it right now. I see his grind, and man, that song he just dropped is dope. I know this is like 10 times the price, but you might consider it. Now, to the original question. The original question was, do you need your friends and family to support the content you create? The simple answer and the very quick answer is no, the fuck you do not. They say if you build it, they will come. Creating the content is not building. Creating the content is step one of many steps. When you create content, you're deciding to go on a journey. You cannot expect the end result by doing one step. We say the same thing all the time on Food, Fitness, and Fun. You cannot say, I want a six-pack, and do sit-ups today and then think you're going to have a six-pack. No, it's a journey. At some point, if you continue to grind, you'll have the six-pack. You have to put in work every day. So if you're a content creator, then you need to be constantly pumping out content. You are trying to build something by creating content. Nestor said he's doing it for fun. Then support is not a conversation. Dre said he's doing it for fun about the podcast. Then support is not a conversation. But the same way Dre said he started going to this school and that school and this school and that school, and now the karate school is in all these schools. Well, why? Because Dre put in work. He didn't just say, hey, I created a karate school. Okay, everyone, come on in. It doesn't work that way. You have to put in work. So for artists, there's different ways to put in work, right? Days write songs, Dex write songs, I write songs. Simply writing the song is not enough. That's not going to make you Elvis Presley, Beyonce, or Jay-Z. It doesn't work that way, just writing the song. No, you have to do a lot more than just write the song. Days doesn't just write the song and expect, hey, I'll be Jay-Z tomorrow. Do you expect that, Days?
Hell no.
No, right? And it doesn't even make it sounds silly. That's why you're laughing. If all you had to do was create it and that's it, well, then everyone would be Jay-Z and Beyonce and Rihanna and everyone else. The reason that you don't just simply become those people is because there's a journey that you're embarking on when you decide, okay, you know what? I'm going to talk about the Ninja Turtles every Friday. That's what I want to do. I like the Ninja Turtles. They're a wild bunch. And I like pizza. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a show where every Friday I eat pizza and talk about the Ninja Turtles. Okay, great. I'm glad you decided to do that. But that's not the final step. That's actually the first of many steps. Now, let's say you want support from friends and family. Well, like Dex said, I'm sorry for you. You should be prepared to not receive it. It is not a requirement. Now, if you feel that you're creating something that's dope, like everyone here said, well, guess what? Maybe there are other people who think it's dope too. The problem is we often only consider our friends and family, but there are 8 billion people on this planet, and we all live on this thing right here. I know you know the answer, but I'm going to show you anyway. It's called a cell phone. And if you create content, you can put it on a bunch of things that go to the cell phone. And there are people on these things. They're called devices. They're called apps. They're called social media. Now, you can start a TikTok today. And on TikTok, you can eat pizza and talk about the Ninja Turtles. And I promise you, people who are not your friends and family will find your content and support your content. They will like, they will comment, they will subscribe. Why? Because they will also be interested in the Ninja Turtles. Your friends and family are not ever required to do shit with your content. Specifically, no. It doesn't matter how good the content is. It doesn't matter if you post 10 times a day. Your friends and family are not required. It is not a need. No, you don't need them to do it. What you need to do is decide, what are you going to do? Do you simply want to create it and that's it? Well, then that's your decision. Are you trying to build something? Are you trying to be the number one person on the internet talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Okay, cool. If that's what you decide, well, then there's a lot of work to put in. Simply creating doesn't mean shit today. Sorry. It doesn't work that way. You're not just going to say, hey, I painted something, and someone's going to say, okay, cool. Come be Michelangelo and paint the top of my church, please. No, it doesn't work that way. Now, if you post a painting every day for a year on your TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, y'all know they don't pay us, but y'all know the platforms. If you start posting a painting every day, or even the process of you painting, because maybe a painting took you a year to finish, but if you say, hey guys, today I put in all the blue on Dre's shirt. Here, look at me paint the blue on Dre's shirt. Oh man, today I had to do just the shades that Days has on. And it was a lot of work because there was a glare at the top. You see, I had to use this white right here just to get. Now people have gained interest. Now you're gaining traction. Yeah. And in a year, maybe you do get an email that says, man, you're an amazing, creative innovative painter. I would love for you to come in and do a piece for my organization. But simply creating content doesn't mean a goddamn thing today. It is not enough for you to be any of the stars who come to mind in any industry. You're not going to wake up and be Gary Vee. It's not going to happen. Just creating a video and saying, hey, you know what? Gary Vee said, do a podcast. I did a podcast. I'll be Gary Vee today too. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up and have 5.7 million followers. No, you're not, because it's a process. You're embarking on a journey. It's a long road, and creating is the first of many steps. Unless, like Nestor, you're just doing it for fun. Like Dre, you're just doing it for fun. Now, I'll be honest, a bit of transparency. I send all my shit to my friends and family. Every time I drop something, whether it's this pod, my solo pod, a song, a video, whatever it is, I send it out. I also have an email list where I send things out. That email list didn't come out of thin air. I had to get contacts, subscribers, etc. And spoiler alert, when I drop shit, you probably can guess who watches it and comments and subscribes first. The email list. Does it mean my friends and family don't support? Some do, some don't. But I understand it's not required. Now, promoting your shit is required. Marketing your shit is required. And how you do that is up to you. In Dre's example, he went from school to school to school to school to school. He went business to business, B2B, as they say. He knocked on doors, he got answers. That's one of the ways you could do it, but simply creating is not enough. No. That's my answer.
All right.
Any rebuttals? Because I came to argue today.
I mean, we're all on the same page.
Well, I mean,
you said
yeah,
all. I mean,
yeah.
I even earlier, like I said, you got to be prepared to be driven for yourself to do the work you want. If you have a goal, you can't worry about your parents, siblings, close friends. You have to be driven to do it. You can't. It's going to be you. It's, you know, the emotional support is fine, but it's really you working within yourself to drive to go do the things you want to do, the goals you have in life. You have to be committed to excellence. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
I wanna
And,
elaborate on doing for fun stuff, because it's like, when I say I'm doing it for fun, what I'm saying is I'm enjoying the journey. So, like, using your example
go.
about abs, I go to the gym all the fucking time, right? And so it'd be like, well, you're going because you expect results. Well, yes, I expect results, but that's not why I'm going. I'm going because I enjoy going. You know what I'm saying? Now, a year will go by and it'd be like, oh shit, my arms are bigger. Another year go by, my chest is bigger. Oh, my stomach is tighter. You know what I'm saying? I run faster. I'm on the bike again. I can go faster on my bike. So it's like, I'm not doing it to get to a destination. I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it. So even with the podcast, it's like, even this one, that, it's like, I'm doing this because I think this is fun. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to promote it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to let people know what's going on, or I'm not going to try to get more followers or subscribers or whatever the case might be. But if nobody listened to it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm still going to go. So it's like, if nobody saw me in the gym, would I still go? Of course. I'm not going to please other people. I'm not going to do something for someone else. This is something that I enjoy. If other people want to enjoy it with me, then great. Then we're having a good time. But I'm never doing something because I'm trying to knock somebody else down. It's like, oh man, this other dude is the number one fitness podcast. I got to try to knock him down. No, I don't. I got to try to be authentically myself. And if people are digging that, they're going to dig that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I say, well, yeah, I'm doing this shit for fun, because for me, like, that's what inspires me. I'm not inspired by competing with somebody else. I'm not inspired by, oh yeah, a few more joints, I'm gonna knock this dude down. That, you know, everybody's different. That don't inspire me. What inspires me is like, man, this really feels good. Man, that workout was great. Oh, that was a dope conversation. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it while I'm in it. And if you dig it, nice. If you don't dig it, all right, you know, thanks for giving it a try. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about.
Go ahead, Days. I know you
Um,
wanted to say something.
Yeah, because there's, support comes in many different forms. Like, for example, like support could be, somebody might not even they might not even rock with your product, but they might be telling somebody that you got it. They
Right.
could be standing on the street corner like, yo, Jay do body butters now, right? And they like, oh nah, oh word, son from Bushwick? Oh yeah. He do body butters, man. You should definitely check it out if you get a chance. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
It might not be a good look because they may ask you like, yo, do you rock with it? And then if you say no, then it might deter them. You feel me? That's the only thing. You know how when people be like, yo, do you eat the cake? They nah. Oh, all right. Because they like, why you don't eat the cake? You telling me about it, but
Right.
why you don't eat it? You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But that's one example. Like, it's all
I
about
agree.
perception and perspective. People might somebody might repost your song in their story, but they probably haven't heard it. But they
Right.
still letting everybody else know that you got it out. So it's different forms because a lot of us get stuck on a particular way, like a particular type of support, because that's what we want. That's what we would do. It's like that's what I would do. So you want them to do that for you because that's what you would do. But people have their own version of how they support, how they show love, how they express, their care for things or their interests. So I just think you just have to, be open to that. But, going back to the original question, I said it earlier, no, need, making somebody feel like they need to do something. I know it's part of the marketing strategy. And it's funny because me and my son, we laugh about this all the time. We talk about this when we see billboards and stuff because they try to make you feel like you can't live without it. See, and that's where the word need comes in because part of their marketing strategy is like, you can't live without it. So you stuck between like, all right, am I missing out by not even engaging? You get what I'm saying? And that's where the need comes in. You feel me?
Right.
Like they kind of make you feel like you need to support this because you can't live without it. And it's a brilliant marketing scheme.
I was about to
But
say
in the
I don't want to
essence,
cut you off, but I was like, actually, that's pretty good marketing if they're doing that.
no,
If they have you considering.
is.
Yeah.
It is, but touching on the origin of the question, nah, it's not a necessity. But
Right.
if they convince you that it is, then
They did their
that's
job.
on you. Yeah,
Right.
pretty much. Pretty much.
They did their job.
So, you said no to yourself and you said yes to them. So
Word.
bars.
Word.
Oh, and one more thing. Ness, you spoke about validity. Can you say it again? Because I wanted to respond, but I don't fully remember what you said.
That it having the support of like family and friends it will in a way lend validity to what you're doing. Like pretty much the same thing when
Uh-oh.
excuse me, when he said like you go and I'll go and hey, my boy Jay is selling these butters, and then somebody's like, well, do you use it? And no.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to know why, like what's the reason. So with that other support, it'll lend some validity to that, like, oh well, they're doing something that people are supporting, or even just recognizing that you're putting in the work for it. And really, even if it's just at that level where it's just that they're recognizing that you're doing something that's important to you.
Yeah.
Got it. Ness, I heard you. I think that's a problem. When you create something, I'm sticking to the original question, not a product, not a service. The original question was about content. What you do, you have to do from the confidence of yourself. The problem is, especially in today's society, and I know this is a whole new topic, but I want to respond. The problem is people do things and seek validity from others. That's supposed to come from you. You're supposed to be confident enough to say, hey, I know I made this dope video. I know I made this dope song. I know I put in my best for this episode of the pod. That don't got shit to do with other people. The problem is that in this society, we're so dependent on that dopamine effect of the like, the comment, the text. Oh, Nestor said I
Reaction.
did a good job. Yeah. Nestor said I did a good job. Yeah. No, but that's not how it's supposed to go. You see, the problem is we are too dependent today on that rush of the good feeling, that dopamine effect. Oh man, yo, Dex
Validation.
said my verse was the dopest shit he heard this year. Oh man, they said my shirt has better cotton than anything he bought in 2 years. Yo, that none of that shit matters. That's not how you're supposed to feel good about you, and that is the problem today. So, not trying to pick on you, but speaking about that that sentiment of validity, I disagree, and I think that is a huge problem today.
Well, yes, I meant it more specifically that it's being recognized that you're doing something that you feel is important.
Yeah, but
And
alright.
the whole aspect of that, yes, I hear what you're saying, but for some people, it is something that is necessary.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For a
Because-
lot of people today, it's necessary, and that's the problem. Whatever Nestor does, that's what Nestor chose to do. He has to be confident in himself and say, "Hey, man, look, you do a pod, right? And I hit you up all the time as I'm listening. Yo, son, that was crazy. Yo, I didn't even know that. Word, where you found that out? I blow your guys' messages up. We have a group chat, and I'm constantly every episode in there. But guess what? That should not decide to Nestor inside whether he continues to do the pod or not. That got nothing to do with it. That's external. Validity is supposed to come internal. Like,
First.
yeah, like
I'd
you
say
supposed
first.
to know, man, you know what? I didn't break that down very well. I could have did a better
Before
job.
anybody.
Right. Yeah, it's internal. So that validity, I think that's a problem. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There are some people. I think it's many people. Let's crank the knob way up in 2020.
But I think it's an issue. Well, I think your point alone is correct.
Yes.
Like when it becomes a need, yes, that's a problem. But I would say like it's like let's use me as an example, Jay. You see me how I step out, like I'm fly. I know it before I get outside, but that don't stop people from telling me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Now we say if you live for the compliments, then you die from the critique.
Absolutely.
So just know that when they outside telling me I look good, God damn it, I knew that shit when I looked in the mirror before I left the house. You feel
Right.
me? So with that being said, it's like I know it first. Like, you know, as long as you know it first, like, yeah, we always talk about this too. You know how we rap. So it's certain lines that we know people gonna react
Right.
to before we even say it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So before they could come and be like, yo, Jay, that was crazy. We knew it already.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I feel like as long as you know it, aside from them validating what you know already, I think that's cool. But when it becomes like a need to make you feel it internally, I think that's a major issue.
Yeah, because it's
You know, you
supposed to
looking
be
on
an
the
add-on.
outside.
It's not. It's the cherry
Correct.
on top. It's not the sundae itself.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
cherry
Yes,
on top.
absolutely.
It's nice. It's nice to have a Moschino cherry on top of the whipped cream and all the fly shit that you already put together.
Right.
It is. It's nice. It's nice to have a cherry on top.
And that's
Yeah,
but
the
it's not-
it was the detail.
But that's
Yeah,
not the
detailed
requirement.
description.
and
ahead,
that's
Dre.
the beauty. That's the beauty of content and the internet. Because like your 1st
Mhm.
example, Jay, where it's like, if I'm going to get on here and just talk about butterscotch candy, right? It'd be like mad people don't want to hear about that. That sounds corny, but it'll be a corner of the internet, some small group that's just like, that's what I feel about butterscotch candy. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's the whole thing. It's like, you're not doing it to please everybody. In fact, we know some of the best content creators or channels have blown up because somebody took this minuscule thing that they really, really liked and would just go in on it. And it's just like, it just blew up. Like something that you thought was a small audience turned out to be like 500,000 mofos. You know what I'm saying? But the people
Right.
who did it wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna do this because of 500,000 mofos. They just did it because like, yo, this is some obscure thing that I never really get to talk about. I can't talk about it with my friends. I can't talk about it with my family. They all think I'm weird. Everybody in my neighborhood thinks I'm weird. So I'm just going to sit in front of my computer and talk to the interwebs, and whoever hears it, fine.
Interwebs.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's
These
that's
terms.
in terms of content, like that's the way you do it. You just do the thing that you think is cool, and maybe 98% of the people think it's weird and not going to listen to you, but you're doing it for the small 2% of cats who actually dig it, you know? And that's the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can't.
I just think need. I think that word kind of, conflicts with the whole situation. Because we're very mature individuals. I know once y'all saw the word need, y'all was like, hell no, I don't need a goddamn
Yeah.
thing. I know, I know everybody had that reaction, like, well, I don't need nothing. It would be nice to have it, but I don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think family and friends supporting you. I just think that it's a beautiful thing because it comes from a different place, especially when it's genuine.
Right.
Like when it's genuine, it really comes from a different place. Like it's people don't really understand. Like and shout out. Can I bring people up? Like I can tell a story.
Go
Yeah,
through
of
it.
I could
course.
because I know he would definitely appreciate this. I know he would appreciate this. So I remember I had put up a performance on IG. So shout out to my dude Flip. You feel them? Shout out to my guy Flip, Sound Vision Studios. Book your session today. He had commented just out of nowhere, like, yo, man, he hasn't seen me or whatever, it's been a while, boom, boom, boom. He was just extending his love. And I had an event coming up. You feel what I'm saying? I responded to the message. Mind you, he didn't tell me nothing. He didn't say, yo, I'm pulling up. I'm gonna be there. Yo, I see you. He didn't say nothing. Right? So I'm at the event, and what's dope about the event is that when you come inside, when you come through the door, there's curtains. So when somebody come through the door, you can't even see who come inside until they come through the curtains. So it makes it more dramatic, more cinematic. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? So I was on my way out. He was on his way in. So the curtains just split. And I was like, oh, like, wow. He didn't even tell me. He's like, yeah, I know. You feel me? I know.
Right.
I didn't even tell you. I was like, son, you should have put me on. He's like, nah, I didn't want to. I wanted all this. I wanted this right here.
Right.
I wanted this moment. And that's my guy. I will remember that for the rest of my life. You feel what I'm saying? Because I haven't seen him in years. And he just popped in on the IG. And like y'all said, it was steps. He popped in on the IG with the comment. Boom, boom. We interacted. He showed some support, as y'all like to say, some support, some love. And then he must have just paid attention to my timeline, and he just pulled up to the next show. You know
That's
what I
what's up.
mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, that was dope. Those moments, man, I'll never forget that. I remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's good. There's a very famous author. I might be mispronouncing his last name, but I believe his name is Seth Godin. He wrote a lot of books about marketing, and they're all like, he's got 19 or 20 bestsellers. And I just saw a podcast clip where he's on a podcast that Dre put me onto from a gentleman named Rich Roll. He's this ultra marathon runner guy. And now he's got a podcast.
No.
Rich Roll is super dope. He
Yeah.
was just on
Dope.
his podcast.
Dope.
Listen,
Yeah.
he was just on his podcast, and the clip, and I guess I'll repost it. The clip that they put out, Seth is saying, I didn't make books for the world. Most of the world didn't like my books. They said it was garbage. They had no interest in it. But I'm a number one seller to 1% of the population of the whole world. 1% of the entire world. Not 99%, not 75%. 1% of the world has bought his books. He has 19 best-selling books.
Wow.
1% of the world. I don't think I have anything else to say here.
No doubt.
On that note, I gotta take something out the oven. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
I'll just say this. We can move on. It's like, man, when it comes to support, it's like, I want people to support me because they like whatever it is that I'm doing. And when I support whoever, that's the reason why I'm supporting you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I ever been to your show, if I ever listened to, you know, your podcast or whatever, I told Jay, I was like, you know, I don't keep up with what's going on. I don't give a fuck, honestly. But, you know, Jay has a podcast where it's just like, oh, we're going to talk about the latest shit going on. So I listen to that because it, like, I feel like, oh, it kind of informs me of some of the things that's going on because I don't know shit. I don't know new rappers. Honestly, niggas be like, yo, who's your favorite rapper? I'd be like, oh yeah, like Days the Emperor. You know what I mean? Niggas like, what? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mentioned my nephew Kev. Like, you know, like I don't
Like,
know
who
none
the
of
hell
these
is
new
that?
niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, you ever heard that shit? Look for Me. That's one of my favorite joints, nigga. That's my shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I be getting hype. Like, I remember when Days used to perform that when I was in New York. I'd be like, yo, our shit is not because, oh, that's Jay Friend. No, that shit is hype. When I watch him perform that shit, I'd be like, that, whether I knew you or not, watching you perform that shit is dope.
I
You know what I mean?
appreciate
Or
that.
when I see you now perform it, I'd be
Yeah.
like, yo, there he go again. Because it's like, it don't matter if I know you. You know what I mean? It's like, that shit is hot. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm
Right.
supporting somebody, I'm never supporting you because of proximity. You know, I don't support. I support
Mm.
because I think it's dope. If I buy your
Right.
body butters, it's like, yo, I bought it because I think it's good. You know what I'm saying? In fact, the body butters be like, yo, I buy them and fucking chicks be taking them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
But what about? I gotta pose something, right?
yeah,
Because I remember when I used to see brothers like I gave an example. Now, I'm sorry to cut you off,
nah,
right?
it's all good.
Because it's some people who, like I said, the support comes in different ways. So it might be somebody that they might just give Jay the bread
All
just
right.
because they want to
Sorry,
see
y'all.
him win.
Right. No, and there's nothing wrong with
You
that.
get what I'm
There's
saying?
nothing
Like,
wrong with that. I've done
yeah,
that too. You know what I'm saying? I've done that too. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, yo, I'm just going to, you know, support him in this way. But you know, I guess I could clarify myself. It's like most of the time when I'm doing something, it's because I legitimately think it's dope. Like I said, here in New Orleans, there's a lot of musicians, and they'll be like, "Yo, I'm playing here, I'm playing there," and you check it out. I might go once just on some like, let me see what it's about. If I think it's corny, you probably won't really see me again. But if it's hot, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, my boy play at the so and so on Thursdays. I'll never miss that shit. That shit is fucking
Right.
banging." You
see,
know what I mean?
support. See, that's a different way to
Yeah.
support. Now I'm like, oh, Dre there? All right, let me pull up and see. Because if Dre fucking with it, then I
Right.
gotta see.
Right.
And then now I gotta tell my man. And then see now 3 people know, and then 4 people know, and
Yeah.
et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera.
Word.
You know, word of mouth, man, is still people try to. I don't know. I'm saying I don't want to speak freely. I don't know if people kind of underestimate word of mouth, but I think word of mouth is still one
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
definitely.
marquee, marketing. I
Yeah.
think it's one of the ways to market, man. Because if somebody, I used to tell people don't talk about shit they don't care about, like they don't give a fuck about,
Right.
like they don't pay attention
Yeah.
to. It's like somebody saying, "Well, I don't care." It's like, son, you've been talking about this shit for the past 2 hours. I'm not convinced that you don't
Right.
care.
No,
feel what I'm
especially
saying?
if
You've
it's
been
a
talking about
person
this shit
that,
for the past 2-3
yeah,
hours.
because especially if it's a person that you respect their opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's like me and Jay, we talk about
Absolutely.
movies all the
Absolutely.
time, right? And so if Jay see a movie or if I see a movie, like I'll start the shit off and be like, yo, Jay, don't see this movie. Like it's too fly.
That's a fact.
Don't fuck up your life like I just did. And sit there and now you
Yeah.
gotta research everything this movie just said. Just don't watch it. And he like, no, now I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow. I know
Now I gotta watch
I know it's gonna be dope.
Now
You
you
know what I
gotta
mean? Because
watch
it's like
Now I gotta watch.
when you have that relationship with somebody, you know, like if this motherfucker said that shit is dope, you know what I'm saying? If Jay's like, yo, Dre,
Facts.
let me tell you, the new Nas shit is low, son. I'm telling you, it's dope. Like Jada is on it. This motherfucker, I'll be like, that's it. Don't tell me no more about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm on Spotify right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's based on the relationship you have with the person. If they saying that it's dope, you're gonna be like,
Absolutely.
word, yo, son, yeah, days on Wednesdays, like you want to go check him out. This shit is fucking. If it's somebody that I'm like, I don't really hear him. He don't talk like that about everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you look at it, you look at
Fact.
the person like, oh, you know, you don't big everybody up. You don't always you don't always sit on the corner and just support the nigga fucking like. So when somebody do that normally don't do that, you be like, wait a second, it's got to be something to that because, you know, he don't really do that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
So let's move
So
On to the next.
yeah, it looks like Tez is gonna join us, so I'm trying to get him in.
Before we we got to get his.
Yeah,
Okay.
give me 1
It
second,
is
okay?
this topic.
All right, good.
Pants
Get
on.
me some pop.
Oh,
Keep your
he's here.
pants on, everybody.
Yeah.
We want it. Woo, we want it.
Wait. But can you hear me? That's the most important thing.
Right, and he's looking studious. He's looking
Look
studious,
at
ladies and
that.
gentlemen.
Tez comes in. Look at that, folks.
Are words being heard?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right.
We hear you. Listen, I just want to let you
And
know,
we
even
still
my
need a
lady
topic.
friend who's here just started twerking. You know what I'm saying? Tez is here. Twerking for Tez.
That's it.
That sounds like a
Twerking for
t-shirt.
Tez.
Twerking for Tez. We
I-
need
I
a
was saying-
t-shirt. We need shirts.
I was saying earlier from a movie that we all know, Bill Glickman is down for the. Can't say the terminology what he's down for, but for Malibu's Most
That's
Wanted.
it.
Oh, that's
I guess
my
I'm-
joint. That's my joint right there.
I
All right,
guess
I
I'm
can
gonna-
take these
I'm
specs
gonna
off.
overlook you.
I just put them on to look at your text. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, let me fill you in. We just started and did an hour of your question. So when the guys come back, you gotta chime in. You know, you gotta
Alright.
chime
Facts.
Damn, Jerry got that big ass
Popcorn.
bowl of
Smart popcorn?
Yo,
Yeah,
in. Oh, he can't hear
yo,
us yet.
fill me
Yeah.
up, bro.
No. I
Smart
can hear
popcorn.
of course.
Hey, look, everybody's getting put on. Don't make me put some shit in the microwave. You know what I'm saying?
Baked potatoes,
Nah,
baby.
just-
Oh
Baked
man, that's
potatoes.
what's
Now,
up.
Dex
just
is
had a-
doing it right.
That's just doing it right.
I just had some soup.
All right, so,
So,
go
I-
ahead, Tez. You were saying.
So the reason why I bring up the question, because I'll start from the beginning again, is because we all create stuff and we all do our own things. And just to summarize what I said before, me as a content creator, when I first started creating stuff, I felt like, oh, this is my boy. Why is he not here? Or this is my wife. Why she's not here? And you got to realize like this is not their cup of tea half the time, right? Or they don't understand the environment, or again, it's not their brand.
Right.
To me, I support by you like this type of stuff? Check out my man's right here, or check out my dude right here, or whatever, friends right here, and it's word of mouth because that's how I like to associate. I love when I see in my stream, such and such put me on about you. I heard you do wrestling stuff. I'm like, yeah, and then we chop it up. To me, it's more of a genuine connection instead of having a strain of friendship from you don't support my things. I do. I encourage you to with help, advice from stuff that I know, and vice versa. You can give me advice on stuff I'm not no one is a guru on the whole thing because it's such a how to say like a free spirit platform where it is content creation, podcasting, streaming, and all that stuff. Because there's no set guidelines. There's no you work 9 hours a day, you get results. It's not like that. It's all about the work. And one of Dave's favorite words, sweat equity you put into it. It's all about that and how much determination. Because me, as a live streamer, I love helping people to get out the gate. I love when I find a new friend and they're having troubles, and it's not to say I'm better than you. I just love helping people out. Like I know how to fix this. I know how to fix that. And we can fix it together. I can try to help you streamline what you do better. Or at least what I think is better. And you can always go back to what you want to do. But to like subjugate family and friends to like push your content, I mean, it's a different story. That's it's not, to me, it's not really needed.
Right.
Because I got the abridged version. You guys kind of felt the same way. But the big thing is don't shit on my dream. Don't fucking, don't make me feel like what I'm doing is a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like when I told my dad, yeah, I'm a live streamer. He's like, what do you do? I'm like, I play video games online and chat with people. He's like, the hell's that for? Like, what's the point of it? And I'm like, I don't know, but I get X amount of dollars every month from doing it. So
Talk to him.
what you want me to do? And go figure now my dad has a YouTube channel. So
Wow.
Ah,
Back
was
when Joe
admiration.
Budden used to
it
rap.
was admiration, Tez.
Say it again, Days.
It was admiration, Tez. It was admiration.
There you go.
Just
Back
didn't
when
know how to express it.
true that. Back when Joe Budden used to rap, he said, "And even if you ain't for me, Don't be against me.
It's true.
I agree.
And the biggest thing is like with like from my perspective, from my community, they have helped me through a lot. You know, everybody, most of you guys know I've been through a lot of stuff last year and the years prior.
Yep.
So like I've always had a community to lean back on and to reach out to.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but like they also helped me hit goals. Like because of them, I would have never. Well, I not never, but they helped me they helped me to fund a trip to go see my girlfriend for the first time. Because of them, I was able to go to California a couple of years ago for the first time.
Nice.
And it's that's what I build as a community, and that's what I want. And whether my friends and family want to be there, that's up to them.
Right.
You know, I don't hold anybody. I'll never hold it against anybody. Like, my man, bro, I've been streaming for 4 years. We never come to my chat.
Right.
That's on your prerogative. How does that sound as a creator? Like, how does that sound? Like, yo, you never hear, but you my like. I know that if I can call, like, let's say like Jay doesn't have a Twitch account. I'm never gonna hold it against him because if I need Jay, I can always call him right here. Yo, Jay was good, and vice versa.
Right.
You know, I'm interested in the stuff he does, and I go to as many shows as I can. But I know he's never gonna hold it against me. Like, man, you were never there. Nah, I help you and I push it out. Like I said before, I play his music on my stream every now and then, and they'd be like, "Yo, who's that?" Like, yeah, that's my brother. Listen to his stuff,
Right.
and check it out. That's how it is.
But I would say support has no expiration date. I want to throw that in there because it's like, let's think about it like a person dropping albums, right? So they might not have supported your first album, maybe not the second, maybe not the third, but from 4 to 10, they fuck with you hard as a motherfucker. You hear me?
Right.
You feel me? Like that's how it be. Like support has no expiration date. I feel like some people get on board. Like it's probably cats that been doing their thing for a minute that I probably ain't even know about, and I just came across their song one time at a party, and I'm just like, oh, yo, that shit hard. But I ain't never really rocked with them before because I ain't really hear nothing that strike my interest like that. Now that don't mean I don't like them overall. You understand what I'm saying? Shit, that don't even mean I do.
But
I might just like that song.
But with that, I have two contrasting points of views, right? Because you have one perspective where I wouldn't want somebody to push my stuff if they don't know what I push, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're not into gaming, if you're not into wrestling, if you're not into the scary games that I play, but like you can't sell the product right to a person to listen to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Dave's
but they like you though.
saying the same thing earlier.
And then there's also
I was saying that.
Yeah, remember when you was talking about the body butter, but somebody asked you, yo, but you fuck with it? You'd be like, oh.
Oh yeah. When I made that point, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it says.
Then there's the opposite where I'm gonna butcher the Joe Budden quote, but don't be there when it's bright. You better be there when it's dark.
That's
as well,
right.
Don't come to me if I'm the next ninja or if I'm the next big streamer. Like, yo, I've been there for you forever. Man, where you been?
But Tez, they may like you though, bro. They may not like. They may like you. They may like Tez.
But what I'm saying is like friends that come out of the woodwork, like, yo, my man, I never knew you did this. Yo, we've been here for years. There's, you know those fake friends.
Right.
No. I was making a point. I was commenting on your point about you were saying like about the whole Twitch channel or people knowing what you do. But I was saying they might like you. Like they might like Tez. Like, people might not like my music, but they might like me. You feel what I'm saying? It's different ways that people could, support you or find interest in you. You know what I mean?
And I understand what you're saying because I do get that. I do get that as well. Like most of my chat, outside of what it is that I'm doing, are there for me, and it's like me with other streamers. Like one of my closest friends that I've known, he's big into fighting games. I don't play fighting games. I can't do a combo to save my life. I know, Dre. I'm the kind of person that I play Tekken and I'm mashing the buttons, bro.
Oh,
the X button
mashing.
on PlayStation. Man. Yeah.
It happens.
I know but like he plays a lot of fighting, especially now that his channel's going through a change. There's a lot of stuff I don't like, but the personality's there, and that's what drives me there, and that's why I'm still there. And also, he's honestly one of my best friends. So it's just that is I understand what you're saying. I do agree that does happen, but also to like introduce somebody like like me trying to tell it to my mom like, yo, this is what I do. She's not going to be there. Enjoy yourself.
Right.
She wants to talk to me. She could just come right through,
Right.
So
Yeah.
I will never hold anybody accountable for it. At the end of the day, when you come through, that's on you. You know, you want to sub, that's on you. I appreciate it for the sub. That's great. And I love the support, but it's never something that's, yo, where was that tweet?
Right.
Where was this? Nah,
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
I would
and
never.
and
I would,
I wanted to bring up this. You know, Jay, we talk about this. Support me publicly. You know, people they'll know everything you do on social media. They never like it. They never comment, but they
Oh,
see
that
you in
drives me
public.
fucking nuts.
Oh my god, yo, son, I seen when you did this. I seen when you did that. I'm like, really? I had no idea you seen it because they
Yeah.
got a button for that. They also
Right.
got notifications for that
Several buttons.
too. Yeah,
Right.
but I just realized some people they I don't know that's what they prefer. They still
People
old
are
school at heart.
yeah, people are weird because I get that
Yeah.
too, where it's like people get mad or have a point of something that was said in something that I put in a public forum like this or my other podcast. And then they want to talk to me personally about it. Yo, I noticed. No. That's why we have a comment section. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you might be making some valid points that we didn't see.
Right.
So throw
Right.
it in the comments. If you throw it in the comments, you helping me out and other people can see it and we could, deep dive in the
Public
comments.
discourse.
Expound. We can
Right.
expound.
It's a public forum. So why are you contacting me privately and be like, I just want to talk to you about the thing that you
Right.
said on Man Cave? Like that sounded a little bit like, no, put it there. Put
Right.
it there. You know what I mean?
and I mean for anybody watching this, on YouTube, whatever. And this is what I tell people on Twitch too. Because on Twitch you have a feature where you're done streaming, you can raid someone else, and you can send your chatters to that person's view. It doesn't hurt to say something,
Yeah.
and that feeds the algorithm. I mean, YouTube is very machine oriented. There's not a person holding a button. There's not a person pulling strings to make somebody bigger or not. It's all machine fed. So when there's likes, yes, that does help. But the real help is when the comments are going through the roof so fast,
Yep.
or the shares.
Yep.
People also sleep on shares.
Yep.
If you see it on TikTok, if anybody has TikTok,
Everybody.
take a video, copy the link, share it to someone that, even if you know that person.
Yeah.
And if you're not friends on TikTok, it would say, do you want to befriend such and such?
Yep.
Because that link is catered to your account. And that shows that video has growth and reach,
Yep.
that it should push that video more on the For You pages. And that's the same stuff that happens on YouTube.
Every platform.
Yeah, Spotify too.
Everything.
That share button.
All the apps
trust
that
me.
are not paying us, they all have that same
Feature.
feature. Thank you, Days. Yes, I agree. I would like to move on if everyone's cool with that. I just wanted to give Tez
Yes.
some time because we spent a lot of time, but he didn't get here for the beginning.